Have you ever tried to ask for customer feedback and found it difficult to identify relevant questions and structure them in a way that would lead to valuable outputs, engage customers to provide feedback, or interpret the data in a meaningful way and plan your next steps? This can prove to be a difficult task regardless if you are working in sales or simply trying to understand how your work is perceived by colleagues that benefit from it. Whether you are running a lean transformation or you simply want to improve your business by aligning your products and services to market realities, you need to answer 4 simple questions to properly capture voice of the customer. 1. Who will I ask? 2. What will I ask? 3. How will I ask? 4. What will I do with the results? And to take them one by one, who will I ask? In diagnostic phase, the tool to be used to properly identify your customers and the outputs they are using is called SIPOC, which stands for suppliers, inputs, process, outputs, customers, and can be used for an end-to-end process transformation that goes along multiple units or for a unit transformation that might include multiple processes managed under the same umbrella. No matter how you transform your organization, process by process, unit by unit, or a combination of the two, you will always encounter 2 types of customers. External customers, which further divide into consumers, this being your final customers for which your products and services are designed, and others that will not be consuming your products but can help with their distribution or their design. And internal customers. These are employees working in other departments and using the outputs of processes in scope. What will I ask? During diagnostic phase, you should ask your customers 3 important questions for every dimension of interest so that you can significantly improve how outputs are used and improvement ideas are generated. What is your perception of the current situation? What are your expectations? Keep in mind that often expectations are driven by industry standards or even dictated by your own brand marketing. And how important is the assessed dimension? Depending on the type of output, product or service in scope, there are multiple dimensions that could be assessed while collecting voice of the customer, such as pricing, service delivery, service availability, special request handling, professionalism, quality, and so on. This can be used to cross-reference as follows. Would the customer prefer to pay more for better quality? Or is the customer willing to wait longer for a service knowing that this comes with a significant discount? Also, we can use a rating approach such as 1 to 4 or important versus not important. How will I ask? Customer feedback can be obtained by using various tools, such as surveys, interviews, workshops and focus groups, or complaints analysis. The last tool is to be used only for external customers, while the other 3 are applicable for both. Exit surveys or exit interviews are to be used when an external customer decides to renounce a product or close the relationship with your organization in order to find the reasons behind and offer a new deal or prevent other customers from doing the same. Depending on the number of customers you want to reach, some methods might be better suited than others. Online surveys and phone interviews via call center will allow you to collect information from more customers and therefore give you a greater representative sample, while face-to-face interactions will produce more detailed information per customer, but the number of reached customers and your sample is limited. A good approach is to start with a customer workshop or face-to-face interviews in order to test your initial suppositions and after create a survey that can be rolled out to a larger number of customers. When going for the paper or online surveys, try to keep in mind the following recommendations. 1. explain to the customer how filling the survey is in his best interest, not yours, and what are the concrete actions that you will take based on the results. 2. Ask questions with predefined multiple choice answers. This will help with centralizing the results in a meaningful way and will ease up the process for the customer, and therefore it will be more likely for him or her to complete the survey. 3. Let the possibility for customers to fill in free text. This will lead to additional valuable insights. 4. When using a scale, avoid odd numbers like 1 to 5 or equivalents such as very poor, poor, good, very good, excellent. You want that your customers will not be able to give a neutral evaluation but actually choose from being rather satisfied or unsatisfied. So delete the good in the middle or use a 1 to 4 scale. 5. Keep it short. If there are more than 10 questions, most of the customers will value more their time than filling in your survey, unless you give something in return. Customers are more likely to complete a survey if they feel that they have the possibility to obtain something of value, such as a discount or being part of a lottery with attractive prizes. And finally, what will I do with the results? Voice of the customer analysis can be seen as a gap analysis between what we are currently offering and what the customer expectations are. We ask about perception related to current as-is performance in order to analyze the gap between reality and customer perception about reality. For example, you can ask a customer as he is exiting the store how long he had to wait in line, and the answer could be, "I had to wait at least 10 minutes. This is unacceptable." But you measure that customer's waiting time and you see that he waited in line for no more than 3 minutes. What is the 7 minutes gap between customer perception and reality telling you? And what is more important, reality or customer perception about reality? We ask about expectations in order to analyze the gap between as-is state and customers' own desire about how the product or service should be in order to better fit his needs. For example, we understand that you are unhappy with the 10 minutes waiting time and we promise to solve this in the shortest time possible. Would you be so kind to let us know what would be acceptable from your perspective?
Well, I would like to wait no more than 1 minute.
So, now you have a gap between customer expectation and his perception about reality of 9 minutes, which needs to be solved, and another gap of 2 minutes between expectation and measured reality. Are improvement ideas going to be different depending on the gap you try to address? We ask about the relative importance of each assessed dimension in order to understand how to reach the highest impact with the resources at hand. So, we can ask the customers, if you would have to choose between waiting in line for 3 minutes and having lower prices by 10%, what would you prefer? Based on the findings collected in the diagnostic phase, the change demand stakeholders can generate improvement ideas during Kaizen events and use them as a baseline in order to track progress once implementation phase has started and improvements are expected to impact the internal and external customers. There is no carved-in-stone guideline regarding the frequency with which customer feedback should be collected. It has to make sense from business point of view, and usually a quarterly, half a year, or yearly approach is good enough for most businesses to take timely measures. This video is the second from a series meant to explain to you how Lean methodology works. I hoped you enjoyed it, and I am looking forward to be seeing you in the next one, where I will be talking about how to tackle the 3 inhibitors of performance that are slowing down businesses. So, subscribe to my channel and check out the other videos about Lean and change management. Best of luck!